Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Vertex Stock Car Cup. We are here at the World Centre of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. My name is Chaz Draycott, once again your host tonight for another brilliant round of this championship, the Vertex Stock Car Cup. It's been amazing so far this season. And this is my first sponsored event as well. This is actually the Daytona 150 presented by Chaz Draycott Media. It's a pleasure to be here for it. Just revisiting something from last week as well, by the way. A certain James Harvey won the prize last week, which was randomly drawn at the end of the broadcast and was $10 in iRacing credits. And tonight we have just as amazing prize coming up, if not slightly better. Judge it for yourself. Basically, for this week, the drivers are going to be put into a random draw for 2 passes to a race when real motorsport resumes. Depending on where they are in the world, that could be anything in the US, Euro NASCAR, or even a British Touring Car Championship round in the UK. So plenty of great stuff on offer from this series. We'll get into it, shall we, and have a quick look at the guys. They're out in qualifying at the moment. Here we'll take a look at George Tolsma in the number 25 car. Only a couple of minutes, I should say, of practice to go. 8 minutes left before they have their qualifying session. George racing for George Tolsma Motorsports. Gil Linster is second at the moment. I'll show you the gap, by the way, on the left-hand side between these guys. As you can imagine, not even a thousandth of a second covering the top 2 here at Daytona. Neil Ives goes fastest for Ram Racing in the number 52 car. Scott Jeffs is up there as well. There's so many guys in this championship now that we've got I believe we have a capacity grid tonight. Some of them may not have made it due to some issues getting logged in or technical issues. But we do have an amazing evening of racing ahead of us. John DiMatteo is off the circuit. Neil Ives also has some damage as well. I was just checking something else on my screen there, so we'll have a quick look at what caused that. Oh, Neil just pulls out to the left and slows down in front of traffic. Causes 2 guys to go off the circuit. Not quite sure what was going through his mind there. Here's Jonathan Hill in the Revolution Satellite Racing Mustang. Now that looks like a very colourful bit of kit, doesn't it? The number 84 machine. Not going to miss that in a hurry, that's for sure. Down the back straight. He's actually just got Jason Glenn behind him, who will be happy because it's actually showing his number 55 on his car this week. He'll be very chuffed with that. Be very chuffed indeed, won't he? We've had a few issues trying to get his car number to show in recent weeks, but there it is, finally on there. Ben Kriener in the number 38 car there returns tonight. Wow, these things are loud, aren't they? Very loud indeed. We're going to turn them down a little bit just so make sure that I don't get drowned out by them. We have a couple of the pro drivers back with us tonight as well. Alex Sedgwick, of course, for Vertex Esports. We have Dan Rowbottom for Luxsim 24 Esports as well, he's from the British Touring Car Championship. And the other pros that we have out there tonight, Ant Wharton-Eels for AWE Motorsport, in the number 10, he's looking for a good night tonight. Adam Morgan, another British Touring Car driver from Sicily Motorsport, currently sat in the pit lane there at the moment in the number 14. Benjamin Willis for Drake Racing with his teammate there, number 24. That's actually Dave Carr-Smith is here for Fair Play Racing. Seems like they're both a fan of whatever livery they've chosen there. as they're bump drafting each other down the back straight. Down the main straight, sorry. This is the onboard. You can see the speed they're doing here. It's absolutely amazing. 303 kilometers an hour. These guys properly flying. Thank you everybody for tuning in at the moment. We're very grateful to have you. And we hope you enjoy this evening's racing. It's going to be fantastic to watch either way. Billy Fletcher, he had a great race at Brands Hatch last time round. I believe he gained something like 20 positions. Oh, we had a car in the wall there. George Tolsma. George has been in a lot of accidents over these last few weeks. Oh, he's lost it. Comes back on the circuit into the wall. Luckily, doesn't get hit by anybody, but I'm not quite sure how he ended up there. Adrian Burks for Blitz Motorsport goes top. Now, Adrian was brilliant to watch at Homestead Miami, but we haven't seen him since then. He's in this great pack at the moment. Just looking at these things flying down the back straight and then onto the main straight again. The pace is unreal. We'll go back on board just so you can see how it looks. Adrian Burks fastest at the moment. Faster again as well. Benjamin Willis goes second. Luke O'Malley goes into third position. Got him down as Kieran O'Malley on here for some reason, but we'll change that. We'll get that sorted. You can just see Ben Kriener just getting out of the way there to the top side. Such amazing pace from all these guys. Oh, they're fanning out there as they come back towards the line. This is only practice as well. They've got plenty more to do in qualifying. Two by two as they go around the left-hander. Oh, apologies for that. I'm just trying to sort something out at this end. There we go. Little technical hiccup at this end there, but seems we're all good now. Brian Crowles has gone back to the top of the standings. Now it's good to see Brian up there. He was watching the Bell Car event that I was broadcasting on Sunday. Here's Gil Linster in 10th position at the moment. He was fastest before. John DiMatteo is 14th for Team Hot Dog in the very bright pink and blue car. Jonathan Hill, back with him again, and on the rear of that car, there is the Mustang. Interesting that you can see the tape around the grille there on the car. I've never noticed that before. I'd hope that it renders with how much they actually put on the car. That would be very, very interesting, wouldn't it, if it worked that way. Alistair Topley's the one right behind him there for Rogue Motorsport, sorry. Aaron Cook, also for Rogue Motorsport, running a bit of a different livery there, with Aaron's on the side of it. Very fitting. The number 82 there is Rene Hugenhout for Let's Sim Racing. And I recognise that number 11. That number 11 is Martin Mollett of TKG Racing. Fantastic looking livery. And that is the end of practice. So qualifying will be on them soon. We'll have to see whether we can track any of them as they go out on track. I'll keep an eye out. Let's have a look. So, Scott Jeffs. potentially going to be one of the first guys out. Let's have a look. They are going to get individual qualifying, so as we click on them, you'll see here we sort of flick between wherever they are. Let's go on with Alistair Topley. He was awesome to watch at Homestead. Didn't have the smoothest of rides at Brands Hatch. But now this is all about experience on these ovals. It's how to build up the speed and get things going. Speaking of, actually, Jamie going from Jam Sport with AWE. I met Jamie on the Mini Challenge UK circuit last year. Top guy. Hoping he has a good night out there this evening. Not sure how experienced he is with sim racing, but we'll soon see how he gets on. Here's Adam Morgan in the number 14, just getting ready. And there's one of my favourite cars on the grid, Student Motorsport. They've been very supportive of everything I've done over the last few weeks, so thank you for that. This is James Harvey, all-round top bloke. He also streams on Twitch. I believe he is actually as Bang Average Sim Racer. Kieran has actually commented on the YouTube stream. I'm sorry, mate, we have to change it on there. If that's your iRacing name, we have to put it on there so it matches up. Otherwise, we get incorrect info from the sim, I'm afraid, mate. Now, James staying down the inside here, rather than going up near the wall. We'll keep the gaps on the left-hand side for you, so you will see them come in as people cross the line. We've got Jonathan Hill set in purple sector 2, Billy Fletcher purple sector 1. Let's see who goes top then. James Harvey's about to come across the line. Aaron Cook has gone fastest. Neil Ives now goes fastest with a purple sector 2. James Harvey goes second. I think it's a lone one-lap qualifier as well. All the times coming in now. Corton goes into third, Fletcher's fourth, Jeff's fifth. And it's Tolsma, Crowles, Derek going, Di Matteo, Hugenhout, Cook. More times come on the board. Zach Yardley, sorry. But Neil Ives, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, it's quite a surprise pole position at the moment for Neil in the Toyota Camry for Ram Racing. And Alex Wheeler goes second for the originals in the number 4 car. Lewis Corton has gone into 4th place. Adrian Burke's 5th for Blitz Motorsports. Where are our championship contenders? Alex Sedgwick is just gone across the line. He's gone second by 10 thousandths of a second. You can just see there how close NASCAR stuff is. Top 20 separated by a tenth and a half. Adam Morgan is in 15th position at the moment. Antwort Neal's just a couple of places ahead in 13th. John Di Matteo is 22nd. Rennie Hugenhout's had a nightmare, actually. Oh, no, sorry. Aaron Cook is 3 tenths off the guy in front. Ben Kriener's had an issue. He is 8 seconds off the field, so I'm not sure what's happened to him there. Dan Robot, I'm not sure whether he's gone out on track yet. Here is Gil Lindstedt. A couple of guys no laps in yet. Jack Mace. I say that. Jack Mace goes 5th just as he crosses the line. Jeff Hooper, Justin Niger, Connor Mills, Benjamin Willis, Alistair Topley, Jonathan Rex. Looks like Benjamin Willis and Jonathan Rex are still sat in the pit lane exit there, so whether they've had a qualifying ban or something, I'm not sure. This is Justin Niger for Stage 1 Racing. He's actually one of the few people that have uploaded his picture to the software. Just trying to see how smooth these guys have to be around here. Onto the brakes into the pit lane. It probably is a good chance to practice your pit lane entrance. Here is Jeff Hooper in the number 79 car. He's not had the best time there. But it looks like then, as qualifying draws to a close, it's going to be Neil Ives on pole position. What an incredible, incredible run by Neil Ives. Here is your grid then. Neil takes pole from Alex Sedgwick and Alex Wheeler just behind him. Then we have James Harvey and Jack Mace, with Lewis Corton in 6th. Behind them is Adrian Burks and Billy Fletcher, with Jason Glenn and Scott Jeffs rounding out your top 10. Then we have Liam Silkstone and George Tolsma on row 6, with Guillaume Hesno and Brian Crowles on row 7. Then it's Ant Wharton-Eales and Andrew Derrick, with Adam Morgan and Jonathan Hill just behind. Then we have Martin Mollett and Kieran O'Malley, Zach Yeardley and Jamie Going, with Yves Liddell and Justin Niger. Then John DiMatteo alongside Rene Hugenhout, with Aaron Cook and Jeff Hooper just behind. Gil Linster and Ben Crean around at your top 30. We then have Aaron Smith and Dave Carr-Smith, with Alistair Topley and Jonathan Rex, followed by Mark Murphy and Benjamin Willis, with Connor Mills, Peter Petch and Dan Rowbottom rounding out the back of the field. So all of the guys then are going to be lined up in the pit lane. We're going to see a full, proper formation lap, which I'm sure is going to be a lot of fun. But Neil Ives is going to start on pole then, with Alex Sedgwick next to him. Alex, one of the fastest drivers in the series, no doubt. Of course, taking the win at Homestead, Miami. Did a great job in the driver's briefing earlier as well, just giving everybody the lowdown on what to do, what not to do, how to compose yourself and behave. We'll go a bit further down the order and have a quick look. This is Yves Liddell. You can see the massive, massive grandstand to the right, the field just in front. I'm a big fan of the wide angle camera that we get on here. Just trying to see who we're waiting for. It looks like we're going to get the full countdown for it. We have our race director Mike Yo and Rob Pearson from Luxsim. That's why you would have seen the Luxsim car on the grid a moment ago. Field is away then. Neil Ives and Alex Sedgwick leading them off behind the pace car, pace truck, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know about you, but I'm really, really looking forward to this one. Should be a heck of a lot of fun. 150 miles for these guys to cover, 60 laps around Daytona. And each and every one of them is going to be very enjoyable indeed. Welcome everybody that has joined us a little bit late. You are here for the Daytona 150 presented by Chaz Draycott Media. And we're just about to get things underway then. Neil Ives on pole position. Hello everybody in the YouTube chat on Simply Race, on all the Facebook pages, on Twitch as well. Hello everyone on Vertex Sport Management, Alex Sedgwick Racing's Facebook page, Luxim24 as well. Hold on to your hats, because this is going to be one hell of a race. Onto the straight for the first time they go. The pace truck will dart over to the left in a moment. And there we go. And Neil Ives puts his foot down, and we are racing at Daytona. It's a great start from Neil as well. He catches Alex unawares. The field fanning out a little bit. Lewis Corton has got ahead of Billy Fletcher. They're 2 by 2 in the midfield here. You will see some of the cars at the back blinking around a little bit. I do apologise. Jason Glenn and Billy Fletcher keep swapping places on the timing screen on the left. So does Ant Wharton-Eales and George Tolsma. We'll go on board with Ant Wharton-Eales a little bit further down. That's George Tolsma just in front. You can see some of these boys almost lifting there into NASCAR 3 and 4. We mean turn 3 and 4 if you don't know what I mean. Guillaume Hesno there and Scott Jeffs side by side. Guillaume now takes the inside line in the Chevrolet. James Harvey just a little bit ahead there, side by side with Lewis Corton as they go across the line. And the times come in. The fastest lap originally there was set by Scott Jeffs before anybody else took over. Looks like Neil is holding on to his lead from Alex Sedgwick, though. Alex is right behind him here. Oh, we've got a bit of a blink around there by Alex Wheeler. That's not going to help anybody around him. Corton is on the outside here in the 54, trying to go around them. They're just so close together. Looking a little bit further down the order, here is Kieran O'Malley, single file with Jonathan Hill and Gil Linster side by side. A couple of guys going a little bit below the line there. I think that was Rene Hugenhout. Ben Kriener is in here as well, trying to make some places up. Most of the field 2x2 in front. Looks fantastic around the first few corners at Daytona. Well, it looks fantastic everywhere at Daytona. Alistair Topley is dropping off a little bit. He's been slowed on the inside. There's Connor Mills on the outside of the number 7. Connor was very quick at Brands Hatch, almost won the race, and Corton has taken the lead here using that outside line with Billy Fletcher going with him. Maybe a bit of help. Just trying to stay in the draft. They're trying to push that top lane all the way around. Neil Ives has retaken the lead. But it's all about patience at this point. These guys have to really think about the long game here. It's a very long line of cars down the inside. I'm thinking if Lewis Corton holds this outside line now, he may get the push that he needs down this back straight to retake the lead and potentially come down in front of Neil Ives. Let's have a look. He's gaining the thousandths are still going. He pushes, he's nearly in front, just about where he was before. Needs to keep this nice and smooth now. Sedgwick dropping down a little bit. Silkstone also losing a place. He's at the back of this train on the outside. Is anybody going to go up there and join them? Not quite sure. Aaron Cook has gained 11 places in this race so far in the number 96 machine. He is absolutely flying for Rogue Motorsport. 10 places gained now. Gil Linster's gained 10 as well. 14 places gained for Connor Mills. We'll go on board with him now and just see, look at that around the outside. Some of them checking up on the inside just to avoid making contact, and Connor has now gained 16 positions. It's 12 each for Gil Linster and Aaron Cook. That outside line really working early on in this race. Lewis Corton and Billy Fletcher are first and second. Lewis Corton's gone to the inside now, and he's made that stick. I've got so many little warnings coming up on my right-hand side saying that people have overtaken each other. And joining them on that outside there, I think that's Adrian Burks, it is, in the 72. He wants a piece of this. So many of them 2x2 there. Apologies for the cars blinking in and out. We need to ensure we have a smooth stream. Scott Jeffs is fourth on the outside there in the number 90. He's trying to get past Neil Ives. Billy Fletcher, for a second there, takes the race lead. Billy in the 88 comes to the bottom now, and Scott Jeffs wants to push forward and go around the outside. He's now leading that train, which puts Corton down to third. Bit of weaving around in the middle there. Looks like Gil Linster's just taken to the inside line. He's slotted in there just in front of James Harvey. Oh, we've got a caution. We have a caution. Zach Yeardley has come to strife. Oh, it's kicked off at the back of the field. Let's have a quick look here. Rene Hugenhout's been involved as well. Oh, it was already kicking off there. John Di Matteo is involved. He was in quite a few little incidents at Brands. Oh, I'm not sure who turned Zach around. I'll have to see whether we can go back a little bit further for it. No, we can't, unfortunately. It looked like it may have been John Di Matteo. Oh, a big hit there for the 85. That's Benjamin Willis. Getting smacked into there. And over he goes. I'll see whether we can try and get a bit of a longer replay on that. I do apologise for it. But that was a proper little coming together there. So there they are slowing down. We'll try this again. Just see whether we can have another look at it. No, it's still up to its old tricks. Sorry about that. We've had an issue for Martin Mollett as well. Martin Mollett has gone off the circuit. Oh, he's slowing down. Oh, and he gets a hit under caution. That was number 77, Just not paying attention there. The 58 has to smack on the brakes as well. That was Mark Murphy having to avoid. And it was Justin Niger that went into him there for stage 1 racing. Not really racing with his eyes open at that point, it seems. Just coming around the outside there. That is Mark Murphy. Some cars going into the pit lane here. I'll have to have a look. Aaron Smith, Jack Mace. Here is Jack in the number 36. And it was a very good start, wasn't it? Student Motorsport commenting on the YouTube chat saying it was a good start barring the crash. But Billy Fletcher will be happy with that. He leads the race. Lewis Corton second. Scott Jeffs up to third. He's gained 7 positions. So has Billy, actually. We'll show you on the left-hand side of the screen. Look at that. 19 places gained for Aaron Cook. Aaron is flying at the moment. 18 places for Gil Linster. 23 for Connor Mills. And he's up to 14th position. So Connor definitely one to watch. Just going around the outside there is the number 39 car of Jamie Going. But an interesting start. Lap 7 out of 60, we saw the caution come out. But probably not the last time this evening, we'll have to see. The ones involved with that were Jamie, who is now making his way back up. Martin Mollett after that strange incident under caution a moment ago. And Zach Yardley. He's trying to catch up with them as well. Well, here's your race leader then. At the bottom of your shot, Billy Fletcher. Behind the pace truck. We'll see whether the lights go out as they cross the line. They do. Or do they? No? No, they're still on. So we have another one yet to go. After this, anybody still in the pits? Yes, Jack Mace back in the pit lane again. Not sure whether he's had a slowdown or a drive-through penalty. George Tolsma comes in the pits. Dave Carr-Smith, he's in there as well. Benjamin Willis also. Those two guys in the same livery. Different team names though on the overlay that we have here today. Here's Jamie still trying to catch up to the field. Not sure what issue Jamie's had, whether he was involved in an accident and put a couple of laps down. Dave Carr-Smith gets going again. He is in 33rd position at the moment. But we really need to keep an eye on Ben Kriener as well, who was the winner at Brands Hatch just last week. So Ben's going to be hoping for good things here. Here's Kieran O'Malley just behind him there in the number 3. With Ant Wharton-Eels in 10th. Now Ant has lost 5 places since the start. Not sure whether he just got involved in that accident or whether he just avoided it. Here's Alistair Topley. He's up 18 places at the moment, just ahead of Jace Glenn. And the 55, the Tech 55 motorsport car. We can now see the number, which he'll be very happy about on stream, I'm sure. Aaron Cook, best of the guys that have risen through the order at the moment. Alex Sedgwick has lost 5 places since the start. We are going to see that fluctuate a lot, though, around here. You know how it is in NASCAR. And in oval racing in general, it's a long game that you have to play. Lewis Corton jumping in and out a little bit there with his connection. Hopefully that doesn't affect anything too much. I think we're starting to get the guys side by side now. The lights are out on the truck at the front, which means that at the end of this lap, we should be ready to get going again. So the number 88 and the 54, then what are we expecting, everybody? Let us know in the chat what you expect to see. I was told as well, just during qualifying before, inside all the way around is the shorter distance, so it does tend to be a bit quicker. Whether we'll see that in the race or not, you never know. I mean, we've seen Lewis Corton and Billy Fletcher both take the lead by being on the outside line and then get enough of a run by keeping the speed up to come down the inside eventually after the back straight. So, number 88, Billy Fletcher for Luxim 24 Esports, leads the field round the final corner. Another little blink in and out there for Lewis Corton. And the truck will go in just a moment. A couple of guys swapping places further down the order. George Tolsma a little bit off the guys in front. But we're about to get underway then. And Billy puts his foot down. Scott Jeffs goes with him. Lewis Corton has been caught napping there. And it's a great run from Scott Jeffs, you know. He's all over the back of Billy, pushing him a little bit, bump drafting the cars, weaving around a little bit there. Through turns 1 and 2. Neil Ives there, just blinking in and out slightly. Our pole sitter from this race is sandwiched at the moment between Guillaume Hesno and Lewis Corton. Guillaume is all over the back of him, the Frenchman. Oh, we've got another caution. We've got cars around at the back. John Di Matteo involved again. Jeff Hooper in this one. Jamie Going avoids this one but has damage. Oh, Jason Glenn is off in the 55. Oh, it's a real shame. We don't need to see it, boys. We don't need to see it. Let's have a look. Oh, John Di Matteo just smashes into Jeff Hooper. I'm not sure what he thought he was going to do there. Let's have another look. He's coming up behind him. He tries to go high, but he just hits him so hard in the rear, it just unsettles the car. He's off and on the inside of the circuit. Not sure how the race director will feel about that one. But Billy Fletcher still leads it then from Scott Jeffs, who put him under great pressure at that restart. But we're back under yellow flag again. A couple of guys coming in the pit lane here. Martin Mollett is actually going in the number 11. Not sure what sort of view he got of the incident, but he was down there with them at the time. So it can't have been the best experience for him, unfortunately. George Tolsma is here in 34th place, Justin Niger just ahead of him, and Jack Mace for Mace Motorsports. The 36 machine. Let's have a look at the movers and shakers, as one of my friends says. James Harvey's dropped 10 places from the start, unfortunately. He started 4th on the grid. Oh, he's made that 9 now, as he gets back ahead of Brian Krauls, who is 14th overall. Connor Mills is now up 26 positions, so even in that short couple of corners from the restart, he's managed to gain more ground. We go on to lap 12 out of 60, nearly a quarter of the way through the race though. And we will be by the time that this yellow flag period ends. So this is Yves Liddell coming in just ahead of Antwerp Niels. Adam Morgan goes through. Adam's dropped 1 place since the start. No one else ahead of Yves Liddell has come in the pits yet on this time round. Aaron Smith back in the bright yellow Bumblebee. He's taking tyres as well. That's the thing here as well. These guys do have to consider about taking tyres and, you know, trying to get a fast car for when they get back out there. I think Dan Rowbottom is out of the race, you know. I think Dan's had an issue. Unfortunately, he is not taking part for the rest of this one. We saw him in practice, but I'm afraid no longer taking part. Aaron Smith has come out the pits first. Whether he's only taken 2 tyres or whether he's double bluffing or something, I'm not sure. You can see the tape on the front of the car there. It is interesting to see that these things do have the tape that actually gets put on them. I really do like that. Not sure how much detail they go into with what's rendered. Let's run through some silly facts for you then. Lewis Corton is joined by Brian Krauls. And Zach Yeardley by being the only cars that are currently where they started the race. You can see more of the guys now coming in the pit lane. Yves Liddell back in. Has he got a slowdown penalty or something that's not going away? Benjamin Willis there, and his teammate Dave Carr-Smith. Not sure if they actually are teammates. I hope so, because they're running the same livery. But he is in, getting tyres and ready to go back out. Oh, he's actually turned the car off. So I'm not sure what the situation is there for Dave. But here's your race leader then, Billy Fletcher. We will have a look back at what happened to the number 55 actually. That's a very good point. We will have a look. Let's just go back to the incident. I've just got to scroll up quite a bit because of the amount of people that have pitted. Bear with me. Now I can't actually see the 55 on my timing screen at the moment. Here he is. I think they all started slowing down. Oh, what has happened there, Sunshine? That was the 84. I don't know what his plan was there. That was Jonathan Hill. So they're at full speed. The caution comes out. Oh, and it just snaps right for some reason and hits Jason Glenn. It's a real shame, but yeah, that's a very, very odd little incident to have happen there. You can see Ben Kriener just behind him now, weaving a little bit, just trying to keep some temperature in the tyres where he can. Liam Silkstone is into third place, with Alex Sedgwick in fourth. Liam doing a very good job indeed. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. We do hope you are enjoying yourselves, and we do want to get this race back underway as soon as possible. Thank you to everybody that is involved in this as well. Simply Race, LuxSim24, and of course Vertex Sports Management, Vertex Esports. Back at the front of the field then. This is Billy Fletcher. Very, very chilled at the moment in the Mustang. He's got two Camrys behind him and then a fellow Mustang in the form of Alex Sedgwick. But the lights are out on the safety truck. So we should be getting things underway in just a moment. Final couple of corners then, the truck will jump out of the way in a moment. And we will begin lap 16 out of 60. We're over a quarter of the way through the race now then. And these guys are going to be itching to get going again. Like I say, apologies for the cars flickering at the top of the screen. Just making sure that we have everything where we need it. And Billy Fletcher leads them then out of the final corner and across the line, and Scott Jeffs has not had a good start there by the look of it. Looks like he's taking Liam Silkstone and Alex Wheeler with him. Alex had a great start. Scott Jeffs is really making that outside line work though, isn't he? Silkstone putting Billy under a bit of pressure. Alex Wheeler giving him the bump as well. Oh, a bit of a weave there from Neil Ives. Not sure what happened. The car just jumped to the left all of a sudden. We saw that just a moment ago under caution. But at the front, Scott Jeffs has managed to get to the inside. He's had that much of a good run out the final corner. And Scott Jeffs leads your race for Brax Racing. To the outside though, Billy Fletcher, he's got the run. He wants to try and do the same that Scott's done. Alex Sedgwick is there to push him along as well. Oh, he gives him a bit of a tap there. The car weaves around a little bit. Through they go round turns 1 and 2. Billy has got a heck of a lot of speed on his side there as well, and he's going to get a great run down this back straight, and I'm sure he's going to retake that lead. Oh, there's a car in the wall there. is that John Di Matteo. Yeah, John's having a nightmare. He's become a bit of a moving chicane there for other people as well. 3 wide in the middle, just behind here. That's Aaron Cook trying to go through the middle of Alex Wheeler and I believe Lewis Corton. Yeah, it is Lewis Corton on the outside. Aaron braver than most by the look of it. A bit of smoke there, but I think that's from one of the cars disappearing then reappearing. Connor Mills through the middle. 31 places gained for Connor Mills at the moment, and he is now into the top 6 in this race. Make that top 5 as he goes past Liam Silkstone. These boys are really pushing. Billy Fletcher to the front, Sedgwick on the outside. Sedgwick's going to take the race lead back from him. Aaron Cook, take a bow, son. 24 places gained, and he's into the top 3. Connor Mills has done the same. Great effort from these guys at the moment. Really not sure what's happened to John Di Matteo, but I hope he's got that car out of the way. And there is Sedgwick to the front then, with Billy Fletcher behind him on the inside line. The 96 on the outside is Aaron Cook, and he is doing an incredible job in this race. Connor Mills and him working together incredibly well. Ben Crean is actually just in the back of that pack there as well. He is in 14th position. Sedgwick's lead, though, is under attack, as it always is in NASCAR. You never get away from anybody around here, let's face it. Down the inside then, Billy Fletcher is just poking his nose in there just to say, look mate, I'm still stuck right behind you. Aaron Cook hasn't had as good a run there, and Connor Mills and Scott Jeffs are all over him. Liam Silkstone down the inside. It's all about working together here. There's a car coming out of the pits that I believe is Dave Carr-Smith. Into NASCAR 3 and 4 then. Oh, bit of movement there. Alex Wheeler just tapping the back of Liam Silkstone. Alex is in the middle of this group. You can see the sun going down, so it'll be all under spotlights very soon. On our right hand side is Lewis Corton. Guillaume Hesno is actually there as well, believe it or not. You'll see him just poke into shot any second. Oh, it's checked up on the inside. And these boys at the front, I think that was down to Aaron Cook coming down to the inside line thinking, I want a bit of this. And now Connor Mills is on the outside, and he is going to make this work. Trust me. Losing a bit of ground at the moment, but when Lewis Corton catches back up and gives him a shove, he's going to go flying. Oh, Aaron Cook actually goes back up to the high line. He wants to go forward and take this race lead. Alex Sedgwick is getting a push from Billy Fletcher in the 88. Some great tactics being employed here by these guys. It is such a waiting game at the front of a field like this. Jamie Going has come back in the pits, unfortunately. Seems like an evening of issues for him. Neil Ives blinking in and out a little bit there. Connor Mills is really trying to push Aaron Cook forward, but they just don't have the push behind them from the other guys. Lewis Corton needs to help them out. Connor Mills thinks, I want to make this 3 wide here, mate. I need to get past you. And he knows that Aaron, oh, nearly making contact with Scott Jeffs there. He's trying to get a bit of a side draft on him, trying to slingshot it down the back straight. Looks like Connor Mills wants to come down. He just slots in there in front of Scott Jeffs. Nicely done. And he is now going to chase Billy Fletcher. He might not have to try as hard on that inside line. You've got to, of course, hug the yellow line down there. Lap 21 here, just coming to an end. Onto the tri-oval again to start lap 22 out of 60 here. Connor Mills up to 3rd place, and we have a caution. We've got cars around at the back of the field. This is Yves Liddell. Jonathan Rex apparently involved. Let's have a look. Oh, Jonathan gets a tap from the 58, who seems to not let off at all. Jonathan Rex around, the guys avoid him. Oh, that's a humongous hit from Yves Liddell. There was a car around as well in the background. Pretty sure that was Benjamin Willis, it was. Let's have a look at what happened to Ben. Let's have a look at it from his point of view. So you see the accident in front, you see the smoke. He lets off slightly. Oh, and who was that? The 83 comes flying through. The 83, Peter Petch, not slowing down at all there. And it looks like Benjamin got a clout from somebody else as well. Let's have a look at what happened here. Just the awareness for the incident. Oh, Adam Morgan. It's Adam Morgan gives him a tap in the rear. Maybe Adam didn't expect Ben to slow down that much, but it put Ben on the grass. And he hasn't come in the pits or anything. John Di Matteo is still going round as well. Albeit the last car running, I believe. I think Jamie Going has gone. As such. but once again run under caution, and Alex Sedgwick is the race leader now, ahead of Billy Fletcher and Connor Mills and Aaron Cook. What a great drive these pair are having as well, in 3rd and 4th at the moment. Just see how steep the banking is around there as well. It's so steep around the peak parts of this circuit. There around the outside goes number 24, that's Dave Carr-Smith, just overtaking the field. You can see that the floodlights are really coming into effect now, some nice reflections on these cars. We've got an absolute heap of drivers in the pit lane. There goes Adam Morgan coming back out. This is Brian Crowles, just behind Jack Mace now. Jonathan Hill is in there too. Brian gets going, tries to beat the 83 out of the pit lane. Doesn't look like he's going to do it. No, he doesn't. Or does he? He's ahead of Peter Petch for Jam Sport Racing, and then Benjamin Willis just behind with Jonathan Hill in there as well. And I've been told in the chat by Patrick Desmet that Brian Crowles is having a pit stop for Brax Racing. So you never know how these pit stops could work out come the end of the race, you know. A well-timed pit stop in a race such as this can be so vital. If you get tyres at the right point, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank come the end of the race. I've seen it plenty of times before in NASCAR that if you time a pit stop very well and have it a lap or so before a yellow flag, you'll go straight to the front of the field and be on a level playing field with everybody else when it comes to tyres as well. But nobody's psychic. You can't really pick those moments as and when. You just have to take a gamble on the pit stop if it's gone green for a while. A little bit further down the order, Liam Silkstone here in 7th place. Lewis Corton and Alex Wheeler and Neil Ives are all guys that have had a bit of a blink around at the moment. Where is Neil Ives? You know, Neil's down in 23rd place. Not sure what's happened to Neil here, but he had a bit of a nightmare. Doesn't look like he was in the pits for any extended length of time compared to anybody else. Let's have a look at what happened to Neil. So these are all the guys streaming past on the exit of pit lane. And he gets it going. Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened here. It says he left the pits after 13 seconds. But nothing seems untoward there. Very odd. He's dropped right down now. 34 places gained for Connor Mills. 3rd position at the moment. What an amazing drive. The cars are starting to look a little bit prettier now as well with the new lights coming on. Ant Wharton Eels is back up to 15th position. He is behind Zach Yeardley of AWE Motorsport, so predictably teammate of his. Thank you Student Motorsport, saying they're enjoying the fantastic coverage. Like I say, any feedback on the stream, anything that you're not enjoying, anything you think we could make better, please do let us know. We'll be happy to take the feedback on board. There is a group of us that is behind the series and the broadcast. I do actually take out the broadcast single-handedly on the night, but the rest of the guys do a hell of a lot of work supporting me to make sure that my job is as easy as possible. And I tell you what, I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy this side of things. I'm no good in iRacing anyway. Oh, bit of a check up there on the outside between these boys. Guillaume Hesno nearly got caught out there, and I think he also had Jason Glenn right behind him. Luckily no contact this time. We'll just go on board with Cedric a second. Yes, the lights are out on the pace truck. The official iRacing pace truck, it says. So we're going to get back to green flag racing again. Around the final couple of corners we go then. Things should kick off once again in what has been a bit of a subdued race at the moment with a couple of cautions. But we're bound to expect them. You can see it's pretty much turning night time here. Wait for the pace truck to jump out of the way. And Alex Sedgwick puts his foot down and away he goes. Leaves Billy Fletcher in the dust. Connor Mills down the inside. And Aaron Cook is into 4th place. Lewis Corton here in 6th. Seems like it's spread out a little bit between those guys there. There they go around turns 1 and 2. Fantastic camera angles here from the infield. Just shows you the reflections. Side by side there between Scott Jeffs and Lewis Corton. Into 3 and 4. That's Alex Wheeler on the inside in the number 4 car. Just going to look now at Antwon Eels, who has got Guillaume Hesno and Zach Yeardley side by side in front of him. Bit of smoke there. I think that's just from one of the cars blinking in and out slightly. Oh, Aaron Smith is also having a bit of a blink fest there as well. He's got Alistair Topley just behind. Surprised Alistair isn't further up at the moment. He was fantastic at Homestead. Whether it's a different strategy here at Daytona, I'm not sure, but I imagine it would be. There's slightly different ovals, to be fair. This one pretty much flat out all the way around. Homestead, you do have to really think about when you're coming off the throttle. Alistair doesn't want to be moving around too much on the back of Antwon Eels there. Go back to the front. Looks like Alex Wheeler is flying at the moment. He's lighting up my timing screen by setting the fastest speed of the race at the moment. 218 miles an hour, I believe we were getting there for a second. Not now, of course. 304 kilometers an hour. I doubt it was doing 218, but it certainly was flying. I think it hit just 200, actually. I apologise. Even still, it'd be a wake-up call if it did 218, wouldn't it? On the outside there is Scott Jeffs. Then you've got Aaron Cook on the outside in the Aaron's livery. Connor Mills on the inside. I would say the car's chrome, but you can't quite tell from behind it. And Alex Sedgwick still leading the race. Look at Billy Fletcher pushing up on the right-hand side there in the 88. Sedgwick and Cook side by side for the front of this battle. Looks brilliant under the lights as they flash through all the floodlights out of the final couple of corners and across the line. And Connor Mills has slotted just in behind them now. So Aaron Cook has been left to fend for himself on that outside. I say that though, he's actually got Scott Jeffs giving him a good shove down there. Let's go on board with Scott. You can see just how close he gets to that wall. I think this wide angle camera makes it look a bit closer as well. Chris Coughlin knows. He says 53 watching, only 4 stream likes. Come on everyone. Likes means more streams, and it does. It really does. We are thinking about doing a second series of this. Show us the love and show us that you want us to do it. Got a bit of action kicking off a bit further down the order here in this big group. This is Kieran O'Malley, showing his Luke O'Malley on the software. That's Neil Ives on the outside, who's actually managed to gain a couple of places back now. He's 16th overall. Connor Mills is down in 5th position now, as Aaron Cook has taken Scott Jeffs and Billy Fletcher with him to the front now. So Alex Sedgwick down in 4th position. Just shows you how quickly things can change. I have a bit of a curse on things here where I usually look at someone on the track, see how well they're doing, look away, and then all of a sudden they're off or they've lost a position. So Aaron Cook, Scott Jeffs really putting him under pressure here. Scott was not the most exciting to watch at Homestead. He wasn't always on screen, but he was working damn hard, and then he had a hardware failure. Good to see him making up for that here tonight. He's been consistently at the front. Same with Billy Fletcher in 3rd place there. It's very easy to get freight trained in a race like this and lose position. So there's plenty of moves going on here. James Harvey's had a nightmare. It's contact with Guillaume Hesno. Oh, there's more contact as well. How the hell did he save that and keep that on the wall? I think someone's gone off behind. Yep, they have indeed. There's contact behind Jack Mace, I think. Oh no, he just had to slam on to avoid it. Who is that? Was that Yves Liddell? No caution though. These guys are still going on. Antwater Neal's had a bit of that as well. He's slowed down. Still racing though. Somehow after that, that was unbelievably close. I think Gil Linster might have been involved in that maybe. They were going slow, then suddenly this group just flies up behind them out of nowhere. Let's have a look at what happened then. So there's the contact in front. They keep it all together. Oh, there's a bit of a tap there. Oh, I think... I'm not 100% sure which one of them that was. I think one of the liveries a bit further back, which is the Reese's Pieces car. I think it might have been Jeff... No, it wasn't Jeff Hooper. Jeff Hooper goes through the middle though in the 79. He thinks I ain't slowing down for you boys. Smashes it through the middle of that group. Mark Murphy still in here as well in the 58. It was Andrew Derrick. Andrew Derrick was the one that nearly had the scary moment. Let's have a quick look for bumper munchers. And he definitely munched a bumper here. That's the 77 behind. He gets out of it. Oh, it's the second time tonight that we've seen the 77 do that. Unbelievably no caution there though. You can see those guys really checked up to make sure they didn't hit it. Well, that is indeed the second time tonight, unfortunately, that Justin Niger has hit the back of someone else unsuspectingly when they were slowing down. But what a great, great save. So close here. Scott Jeffs just watching him dance around on the rear of Aaron Cook. He's putting him under so much pressure, it's unreal. Cars weaving around all over the place. Liam Silkstone is going to try and go for the lead on the outside line here. He has got Alistair Topley pushing him as well. Liam Silkstone goes to the front in the 194 XI iRacing car. The two Rogue Motorsport cars are behind him though. That is Cook and Topley. Jeffs and Topley very close together. I think Topley wants a bit of that side draft down the straight. It's not the easiest thing to achieve. Can Liam Silkstone just slot in at the front now in front of Aaron Cook? Or does he want to keep that high line working? No, here he comes. He's coming down low. Liam takes the lead then. Oh, Alistair wanted a bit of it. But Aaron says, no sunshine, you ain't having none. And yeah, Brian Krause has come back up the order. I think we've got a car further down. Martin Mollett and John DiMatteo is there. Oh, Jamie Going is still out there as well. The leader's just coming into shot behind. And Scott Jeffs now pushing Alistair Topley to the front of the pack. Silkstone though, doing a cracking job leading the way I should say. And we have a caution, ladies and gents. We've got a car around somewhere. Let's have a look. Who have we got off? Rene Hugenhout. No. Benjamin Willis. Oh, Ben's had a big hit there. That car is very injured. John DiMatteo and Jason Glenn as well. John DiMatteo again. Oh, no. It was the number 23 just went up wide into him. And we were having a look at the 23 before as well. That was Andrew Derrick. Doesn't look like he actually lost too much from that. We were 3 wide. Andrew Derrick goes up sideways into him. The 36 got involved, that's Jack Mace. And Benjamin Willis has had quite a bit of damage from that one. John DiMatteo, he's not had any luck so far. He's had a bit of a rough and tumble series, it has to be said, for Team Hot Dog. Well, Silkstone, that means, gets to hold on to his lead for a little bit longer. in the XI iRacing car. And Joel in the YouTube chat says, "How many crashes can the 17 have?" Well, we'll have to see whether he fancies getting another bit of bodywork on that car, I suppose. See what he can do from there. Here's Jamie Going, who is now on the same lap as John in the number 39 Jam Sport with AWE car. Guillaume Hesno is in the mid-pack. Guillaume's been great to watch this season. Battling all over the place. That's Aaron Smith on the bottom there. I think Aaron's going to be coming in. Billy Fletcher, Aaron Cook, Scott Jeffs. Okay, so all the guys near the front are coming in the pits. Liam Silkstone and Alistair Topley have stayed out though. Let's see what happens with Aaron Cook then. He slams on, he's missed his box, hasn't he? Yeah, he has. Bit too late on the brakes there, unfortunately. We've got so many positions changing on the timing screen. It's kicking off like mad. Neil Ives has stayed out, and he's actually up to 5th position now behind Guillaume Hesno. Adam Morgan, British touring car driver for Sicily Motorsport, is up to 3rd place. Lap 38 out of 60 now, so we're over the halfway point. Just coming into the final third of the race by the time this caution has finished. We hope you are enjoying it. Please do remember to subscribe to any of the YouTube channels that you're watching on, whether it's the Vertex Esports channel, LuxSim24, and like any pages that it's on as well, whether that's Simply Race, Let's Race, the Vertex Sports Management page, Alex Sedgwick, LuxSim, and the Chaz Draycott media page. Of course, this event sponsored by myself, Chaz Draycott. This is the Daytona 150 presented by Chaz Draycott Media. So lap 38 just coming round to finish it off. And then we should be able, that's Jamie Going around the outside, flying round at the moment. He's going to be setting faster laps than anybody else, isn't he? You can see now it's gone properly dark. They're still flying a blimp though. It's commitment. The very well lit Daytona International Speedway. Great to see this full pace lap round here with all the lights as they are. It's great to watch. He's going to be catching up with the pack very soon. Here is your race leader, then Liam Silkstone in the 194 XI iRacing. Guillaume Hesno up to 4th place for Red Face Racing, and then Ram Racing's Neil Ives just behind. I don't know what Alistair Topley is doing there. Not quite sure what the situation is. George Tolsma and Neil Ives, these two had a bit of an incident at Brands Hatch. Hopefully we don't see the same again. Not sure what it is with pink cars, but they seem to make themselves known to the race directors over the course of these events. Antwan Eels is up to 8th position with Zach Yerdley behind him. And then Yves Liddell is rounding out your top 10. Peter Petch has gained 28 places at the moment in the number 83 car. And other than Alistair Topley, who's gained 31 spots, he's the biggest mover. We've got Scott Jeffs now down in 22nd. Ben Kriener is in 18th. Lewis Corton is 16th. Connor Mills and Alex Sedgwick just in front of him, with Aaron Cook, Billy Fletcher. Where is... Oh yeah, we've already looked at Aaron Smith, haven't we? Sorry, 21st. So these guys moving around quite a lot in this field at the moment. They're going 2 by 2 now, which means this will be the final lap under yellow. And we'll have 20 laps to go. Please let us know who you think is in with a chance of winning this race at this point. You never know in these oval races, it can change very quickly. One more Caution period could completely throw the order around. Never know, we may get 2, even 3 more. They say cautions breed cautions. Whether that is going to be true tonight, not sure. I do like that livery on Guillaume Hesneau's car. It's very bold. Adam Morgan there just to his inside for Sicily Motorsport. This Xfinity Ford Mustang slightly different to the Mercedes A-Class that he was planning on driving this season in the British Touring Car Championship. Same with Ant Wharton-Eales as well. I believe Ant was actually going to go back to the Mini Challenge UK for this season. Anyway, I believe it's time to go then. Liam Silkstone leads him away, puts his foot down, gets a really good start. Ant Wharton-Eales there wanted to go around George Tolsma. Instead, he's just got to push him. The number 10 pushing the number 25. He's going to want to stay up high for that back straight. They close up once again. We'll go on board with Alistair Topley, just see what he can see. That, of course, the race leader just in front. A little bit of a dent on the left rear of Liam Silkstone's car. Not too much damage then. He's got social distancing written on the back of it. He says, if you can read this, you're too close. Well, that must be the case, Liam. As he pushes him down the back straight. Guillaume Hesneau's in here somewhere. There he is, just behind. Looks like it's not been a great run from George Tolsma around the outside. We've got shouts in the chat for Go On 36. That's Jack Mace. There he is. Say hello. Ant Wharton-Eales really wants George Tolsma to get a move on. He's still where he was a lap ago when this race restarted. So many positions changing around. But it's Alistair Topley putting the pressure on at the front here on Liam Silkstone. The 41 pushing the 194. Side by side between Hesneau and Tolsma as well. Neither of them giving this up. It's all about carrying your momentum. What is Tolsma doing? He comes down quite a lot there, you know, on Topley. Really squeezing, it seemed. Topley hugging that yellow line now. He thinks, I don't want to go near that. I want to stay safe and finish this race. Almost 3 wide there. That was Yves Liddell just going out quite wide. Ant Wharton-Eales and Tolsma have managed to push quite far forward now. Neil Ives was next to George Tolsma on the start of the previous lap, and George may go to the front here. Ant is weaving around a little bit there, nearly makes contact with Guillaume Hesneau. So close between all of them. Jonathan Hill has got Alex Sedgwick, Billy Fletcher and Connor Mills to deal with. These guys trying to make their way back up the order. Oh, there's contact at the front and there's cars around, and George Tolsma is in there. Oh, we've had a real issue as cars have dropped down the order. The timing screen's just frozen. I'm sorry about that. Aaron Smith is off. Kieran O'Malley. What an absolute nightmare. Adam Morgan and Ant Wharton-Eales make it a BTCC-esque front row as things stand. Let's have a look. What caused that there then? See if we might need to go further forward. There's already a car off the track. They all slow down, all get onto the grass. Oh, Aaron Smith just chucked it on the grass to try and get out of the way, actually. Oh, Topley goes up high. Tolsma tries to go to the middle, and just as Topley comes back down for the squeeze, they make contact. Not sure where Topley ended up, but it must have been quite a long way away from where he started that. He's actually managed to keep it in second place, it seems, here. So as the caution came out, he didn't really lose too much from it. It's Tolsma that's dropped all the way down. He's now in 34th position, just behind Martin Mollett at the back of the field. Yeah, it was a lot of weaving and a lot of scary stuff. Liam Silkstone back to the front, Alistair Topley second, with Antwater Neils and Adam Morgan making up the second row as a BTCC-esque row. Neil Ives is back up there into 6th place. Let's have a look where the other boys were. Billy Fletcher is 8th. That's where he started. Oh, Liam Silkstone comes into the pits. So too does Antwater Neils and Adam Morgan. So Billy Fletcher is 8th. Is he going to stay out? Of course. Alex Sedgwick, Connor Mills in there as well. Ben Creaner, he's gained 16 places from where he started. That's only going to get bigger now as well. Alistair Topley, your race leader, has gained 32 positions. It was absolutely an amazing job, to be fair. Peter Petch has gained 28 as well. Guillaume Hesno is up there with him as well in 2nd position. Connor Mills, 29 places gained, even so. What a brilliant race for him so far. Quite a few guys got caught up in that. Antwater Neils is back out, but he's in 30th position. He wants to make it back up to the top of this order on those fresh tyres. There's a lot of positions changing around as these pit stops commence. But this is the beauty of these oval races, as we see that's going to be the number 55, Jason Glenn, just going around the outside there in the Tech 55 Motorsport car. I was just going to say, that's the beauty of these oval races. You never really know who's going to win it with cautions and incidents. Neil Ives up to 3rd position now, ahead of Yves Liddell. Billy Fletcher in 5th. Jonathan Hill there in the very brightly coloured Revolution Satellite racing car. He is in 6th position, doing a fine job. He started in 18th in this one. So he's going well. Got another car coming in the pits, Aaron Smith in the bright yellow Bumblebee. Gets it stopped in his box very neatly. And of course everybody filtering through past him then. We've got another lap of caution after this one. So go make yourself a brew. Grab yourself a beer. And we'll be back. Green flag racing in another minute or so. Or another 3 or 4 minutes anyway. Back up to full speed. Alistair Topley though, in the 41. One of my personal favourites in this series. He was fantastic at Homestead. Didn't have the greatest of times at Brands Hatch. But these series, you know, they've got multiple types of tracks. And that's what really tests the talents of these guys. I mean, Neil Ives won't mind me saying he didn't have a very good time at Brands Hatch, but he's here in 3rd place now at Daytona. And that's the beauty of it. They're not all circuits, like road circuits, they're not all ovals. And yes, Brian Crowles, he does have quite a fan club in this series. He's in 20th place. He's lost 6 positions from where he started, unfortunately. But he's back in the hunt. And we are going to go back to green flag racing after this lap then. Please do put in the chat who you think will be the winner at the end of this, you're not really going to know until probably the last 200 metres. We had this last week as well. The guys were saying, until you come out that last corner, you don't really know who the race winner is going to be. Someone could get just a good run out the final corner, and that'd be that. So, through NASCAR 3 and 4. Alistair Topley and Guillaume Hesno, the front row this time. Then it's Neil Ives and Yves Liddell, numbers 51 and 52. Then it's 84 and 88, and then 7 and 9. Connor Mills and Alex Sedgwick. We have 13 laps to go. And you can see Guillaume Hesno is really closing into the side of Alistair Topley, so he knows when he's gone. So we can see him out the side. Everyone just hanging out to the right of the car in front from that top line by the look of it. And here we go, and Topley has gone. Great run. Guillaume Hesno slots in behind straight away to make sure that Neil Ives does not make any advances forward on him. Yves Liddell is on the outside. Neil's gone with him actually to that outside line. Down the inside comes Billy Fletcher in the 88. He's going to go up into third position, surely. Neil's not really got anybody pushing him out there. Alex Sedgwick is up to fifth position. Peter Petch and Lewis Courtney are side by side at the back of this group. I say at the back of it, it's just one massive group, isn't it? Here's your race leader though. And Hesno has done a very clever thing in getting into that inside line. He knows that there's not many people out there to really push them around. Brian Crowles, unfortunately, has dropped to 21st place. And there's a bit of a gap forming here now. Billy Fletcher and Alex Sedgwick have gone to the top line and are really making it work. Look at Billy go. He is flying out in front now, down the inside. And Sedgwick has even gone with him. The pair of them have completely overlapped. Neil Ives comes down there, nearly makes contact with Topley. That was very, very close. Benjamin Willis has come in the pit lane. Not sure whether that's for damage or whether he's just not pitted at the right time for tyres under caution. But Topley and Ives now side by side for third place. Guillaume Hesno still following him there. But Sedgwick and Fletcher, what a great job these pair have done to get out in front. They had an absolutely monumental run. And they knew exactly what they wanted to do. Oh, Neil Ives just comes to the bottom line there, just in front of Yves Liddell. And Lewis Courtney's got nobody helping him here on the outside line. Yves Liddell actually goes up a little bit high. Neil Ives has now gone to the top again. He can't make his mind up where he's going to be at the moment. Oh, there's a car sideways around in the background. Really changing line very, very aggressively. There's a car coming out of the pits as well. I think that's Benjamin Willis, actually, who I just mentioned a moment ago. Here's Neil Ives in front of Yves Liddell. Neil wants to come down, but Yves is there. He won't be having any of it at this rate. Connor Mills is on the outside there. He's gained 30 places. So is Alistair Topley. Liddell is just holding that inside line away from Neil Ives, and all this time Hesno's gradually opening up a tiny bit of a gap there. I mean, let's face it, he's going to get slipstream either way. We have Lady Smurf in the chat saying Mark Murphy for the win. Mark is currently down in, let's have a look. Can't even see him on my screen at the moment, I'm afraid. Oh, he's 10th position. Here he is in the middle. He's hiding in the number 58 there, turn 4 motorsport car. He's trying to find a way past Peter Petch, can't quite do it. Looks like someone may have kissed the wall on the outside there. There's a bit of weaving going on, you know. Some cars all over the place. I think that's Gil Linster just behind. Ben Crean is up there on the high line. Sedgwick has taken the lead. It's 3 wide in the middle there. Neil Ives with Connor Mills on his outside, and down the inside of him is Alistair Topley. Neil blinking in and out a bit there. That's going to scare the guys around him. Guillaume Hesno trying to get past Billy Fletcher, but Billy sticking on the tail of Alex Sedgwick. Those guys really making it work. Neil Ives goes very low down there. Yves Liddell has to jump out of the way. Slots back in, loses a bit of speed because of it. What a fantastic train we've got going on here. 8 laps to go after this one. And are we going to make it caution free, everybody? Place your bets in the chat. Place your bets, please. This is Guillaume Hesno with Connor Mills all over the back of him there, the 68 and the 7. Wow, Yves Liddell goes late into there, nearly making contact again. Almost to the opposite of side draft there. It was like he pushed Guillaume wide. Neil Ives is now on the back of the top 4. We'll go on board with him as he chases them down. This is Alistair Topley just in front. Look at the speed that they're doing down here as well with the slipstream, just over 300 kilometers an hour. This is obviously restrictor plate racing, so these cars do have the power limited in these races. Oh, Billy doesn't get the smoothest of runs there. It sounds like we've got a car a lap down on the back straight. Not quite sure who it is. We can just hear it. It's going to be difficult here for Yves Liddell with Neil moving around as much as he is just in front of him. So many positions changing here. Ben Kriener is 3 wide in the middle. That's Peter Petch on his inside. There's a car on the outside trying to get out of the way. That's Jamie going. And he is going. Fortunately doesn't make contact. He's done a great job. Guillaume Hesno's gone to the front here around the outside of Alex Sedgwick, and he's taking Connor Mills with him. Amazing run from these pair. Almost 3 wide. There's a car on the inside in the background. I think Liam Silkstone has just got into the back of somebody. Oh, there's cars around, and that is going to be a caution, surely. Yeah, it is. Adam Morgan involved. I think Liam Silkstone was in that as well. I think Liam was one of the originals in it, you know. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a bit of movement on the inside. Oh, Liam just gets in the back of Adrian Burks. Sorry, that's Adam Morgan in the back of Adrian Burks. I'm not quite sure what happened to Liam Silkstone. That was something completely separate on the inside. Oh, it all just checked up. Oh, Liam just had his foot in, hit the back of James Harvey. Alex Wheeler got in there as well, and that's the 82. I think that's Hugenhout. Had nowhere to go. Let's just have another look at it. A bit of slow-mo for it. So they check up in front. That is Mark Murphy, Scott Jeffs, James Harvey. He gets a hit from the 36 behind him there. That's Jack Mace. Goes over to the right, just about clips the 23. Liam goes straight into the back of him. Alex Wheeler comes barreling in, bounces off the side of him, and then the final blow there from René Hugenhout. What a smack in the rear that was for Liam Silkstone. And it's going to be a couple of laps sprint to the end, it seems here. Alex Sedgwick leading the race again. He's even leading from the pace truck at the moment, who says no. Cuts across the front of him. And Brian Crowles has indeed made a comeback here. He's into 12th place. He's got a really good fan club on the YouTube stream. Good to see Adrian Burks didn't lose out too much from that incident. The side of the car is absolutely battered, but he's still up there, just outside of the top 10. 11th overall at the moment. Scott Jeffs down in 17th. He's got a hell of a dent in the back of that car. Never know whether that's going to help the aerodynamics or not. James Harvey down in 20th position. Not seen too much of James this evening, but unfortunately he just saw the back, and someone else saw the back of his car as well in that incident. Peter Petch has gained 25 places on his debut in the series for Jam Sport Racing. What a drive. We've got a couple of guys in the pits now. Billy Fletcher is one of them. Adrian Burks as well. Billy wants to get out there as soon as possible. James also coming in the pits there, Mr. Harvey. Billy gets back out and on the throttle. It's so easy to speed in these pit lanes as well. No speed limiters on these Xfinity cars. As they join back up to the rear of the field, we have another lap of pacing after this one. We hope you are enjoying the stream, though. Apologies for the amount of cautions. It happens. Well, it's been a brilliant race, though. So much action. Some fantastic racing at the front. Looks like the drivers that we've lost at the moment. We've got Jeff Hooper and Jack Mace still in the race. Martin Mollett is out there a lap down. He's just getting a wave around. Benjamin Willis is also a lap down, same with Jamie Going, and John DiMatteo is out. So him, Jonathan Rex, Stan Rowbottom, they're all out of the race. And there goes Martin Mollett around the outside in the number 11. Jeff Hooper's just coming out of the pit lane now as well, so he is not retiring from the race. Jack Mace has also just made his way out. Liam Silkstone, unfortunately, now down in 31st position. It's a real shame. After he was leading the race so well, it just seems to drop off for him. This is Alex Sedgwick, though. Winner at Homestead. Can he be the first driver to win more than one race this season? Ben Kriener is in 8th at the moment. He's gained 22 positions. He won at Brands Hatch. And he's the only driver, in the top 10 that hasn't gained a place in this race is Neil Ives. He's actually dropped 6 positions. Scott Jeffs has dropped 5 to 15th. And Alex Wheeler started 3rd and is now down in 19th with a very damaged car indeed. Fingers crossed it gets better for him. But if we go on board with Alex, we will see. I still think that we've got another lap actually behind the pace truck. We do. The lights are still on it. And Student Motorsport giving us an update on James Harvey as well. Quick pit stop after that hit, and he is 29th. And there he is in the number 40. Just ahead of previous race leader Liam Silkstone, just behind Adrian Burks. They do have a fast repair in this race, I believe. Doesn't look like Adrian's taken it this time round though. That car is still very much scraped and dented down the left-hand side. Connor Mills has been a star of this race for me though. He started 37th on the grid. And he's currently running in 3rd place. Whether he can make that last until the end, we will have to wait and see. They go too wide now. Guillaume Hesno knows the job. He's going to go on the outside after Alex Sedgwick. So, 2 more laps to go after this one then. Lap 59 and lap 60. What are we all expecting? Please let us know. Chuck it in the comments. Just chuck a name in there. Who do you think is going to win this? Are we going to see original pole sitter Neil Ives come back through here in the big green machine to take the win? Is Jonathan Hill going to win on his debut? Just next to him there, Revolution Satellite Racing car. He's always been there or thereabouts, you know, in this race. Or are we going to see someone like Guillaume Hesno or Connor Mills take this one? Lewis Corton has been good as well. He's 4th on the left-hand side of your screen there in the number 54, the black and yellow car. There he is, disappearing. Ready? There he is, reappearing. This is the view from Alex Sedgwick's dashboard at the moment. Lights are out on the pace truck. The lights are certainly not out on the circuit. And we should be ready to go in just a moment then. 2 laps to go in the Daytona 150 presented by Chaz Draycott Media in the Vertex Stock Car Cup. Are we going to get this done cleanly and get to the end, or are we going to have a green-white checker? Let's see. Sedgwick then to lead them away. Hesno closing up on his right-hand side to make sure that he sees when he goes, and away goes Sedgwick. Takes Connor Mills with him. Great restart. Hesno does the same that he did last time with Silkstone. He just gets straight into that bottom line, ready to go. Let's have a look at the high line. Jonathan Hill is getting a push with Ben Kriener up there. Neil Ives is just on the inside with Gil Linster. And Brian Crowell's there in the number 48 in 9th position. Oh, we've got a caution. We've got a caution again. It's kicked off at the back. Adrian Burks, James Harvey, no. James, Student Motorsport was saying just despite the hit, it was a great race. Martin Mollett involved, Jack Mace, Justin Niger. We've seen Justin's gone into the back of a few people tonight and not reacted in time. Oh no, that was Adam Morgan out of shape. He hits Billy Fletcher. And there's a hell of a pile-up. Jack Mace, George Tolsma in there. Oh, and Jamie Going did not slow down for that at all. And he's on his roof, sparks flying everywhere. It looks brilliant, but the I have to say the reaction to the incident wasn't. There's the accident. Oh, what's he doing here? Oh, he's just flat out into it. That won't be on. To quote David Addison, that's going to go down like a cup of cold sick with the race organisers. George Tolsma was in that one too. Let's just have a quick check then. What happened to Adam Morgan? Oh, he got a tap from Billy Fletcher actually. So Billy triggered it and then all the guys piled in behind. Contact all over the place. So many of them around. Justin Niger got involved. Jason Glenn. Martin Mollett, as we saw in the 11. But that, for me, was not on, unfortunately, I do have to say. Little bit of contact, but wow, real shame that is for the original contact that caused it. Well, I think Jamie will be getting a bit of a smack on the wrists for that one, to say the least. But it means that we're going to have that green-white checker that I mentioned just a moment ago. For anyone that doesn't know how that works, once we go green again, they will get one lap to complete. If they make it across that lap, essentially, if they make it across the line after the first lap, then that will definitely be the final lap of the race. No other caution will be thrown after that, and then they'll get the checkered flag, obviously, at the end of that lap, and it will be the end of the race. So all they need to do is make it round one lap once this gets back underway, and we will have the end of our race. Are we going to see anybody pit? We have got Billy Fletcher, George Tolsma, Jack Mace, Justin Niger. Basically, it's the original cast of that crash in the pit lane. All flying in there, unfortunately. Oh, just a bit of an overshoot there by Martin Mollett in his pit box. And he didn't quite make that. It's been a very, very tough race for some of these guys tonight. I know there's been a lot of caution period, and there are quite a few laps per each one as well, just to make sure that these guys do get a chance to close back up. Brian is in P9, as it's been pointed out. He has got a proper fan base in this, as Brian. Neil Ives is in 6th position still. Sedgwick leading the way again. Ant Walton Eels there, you will see, has made it into the top 20. He's just behind Kieran O'Malley, Alex Wheeler and Aaron Cook. Aaron hasn't really re-emerged to the top of the field since he led the race earlier. Maybe he can put on a charge from back there this time round. Dave Carr-Smith has gained 16 places to be in 16th at the moment, so he's done a cracking job. Put a bit of pressure on Peter Petch at the moment. And Chris says in the chat, Jamie Going might be Jamie Gone. I wouldn't be surprised, if I'm utterly honest with you. Which is a shame, but at the end of the day, we all have to keep the standards good in these races, don't we? We want to keep things clean. James Harvey is back out there, but with a damaged car. Same with Jack Mace. Martin Mollett is in the same boat. And Jason Glenn. So these guys may have a tricky couple of final laps then. Like I say, all we need to do now, we've got one more lap after this under yellow. All they need to do is finish one green flag lap, and then we'll get the white flag, and that will definitely be the last lap of the race. This on board now with Alex Sedgwick, the race leader. Connor Mills just alongside him. Well, he would be. But he's just behind at the moment, following slightly closely. It does look great at night though, doesn't it, iRacing? They've done a great job with some of the lighting in recent years. And Patrick Desmet says Crowles, as Brack Racing mechanic, did P6 last Tuesday at the Euro NASCAR Esports. And Student Motorsports say there's still damage to repair on James's car. That's a shame. Oh. Well, Scott is definitely definitely in 14th, Anna. Not quite sure where the info's come from for that. Sometimes if the guys do venture down below the yellow line, it does pick them up as coming into the pit lane, so it might have just displayed that for a moment. But this is Scott Jeffs, 14th at the moment. Connor Martin says, go on Mills, bring it home. Will he do so? Well, there's only one way to find out then, as the final laps of the Daytona 150 presented by Chaz Draycott Media is about to get underway again, with Alex Sedgwick at the front, with Connor Mills alongside. And I'm very excited to see what these boys can do. Can they survive? That is the question. Let us know in the chat. Stay positive, says Student Motorsport. Yes. Hashtag stay positive. Hence there's me sat here saying, will they survive? We don't know, but we'll see, won't we? We will soon see. One more lap to determine it. They will now go on to lap 64 of 65. Yeah, and Scott did race good when he was at the front, didn't he? Joel says in the chat. I definitely agree. Hopefully he can get further up there, gain some more places. Well, here we go. The telling moment. Will Guillaume Hesno get a better restart this time? Either way, we know he's going to defend that inside line. Connor Mills has been brilliant to watch. Can he win this race from 37th on the grid? Cedric doesn't think so. Cedric is away. Alex flies. He goes to the outside though, almost as if he's going to give Connor the toe down here. I'm going to keep my eye on the timing screen for anything that kicks off. Down to the inside then, Connor Mills now up into second place. Alex clearly choosing his favourites there. And Connor Mills all over the back of him. Are they going to work together? Are we going to get round to the white flag? If they get to the white flag, that is definitely going to be the last lap of the race regardless. Neil Ives there moving across a little bit on Alistair Topley. Don't make contact again, boys. Alistair nearly lost all of his places before because of that. Ben Kriener is in the middle here with Neil Ives. Please don't do it, boys. He's leaning on each other around 3 and 4. So powerfully don't do it. Neil's in the wall. Doesn't spin the car. Ben's all over the back of Lewis Courtney there. Lewis is having none of it. Ben really trying to push his way through here. That's not going to get you anywhere, Ben. That's going to cause an incident. We're at the white flag. So this is going to be the final lap of the race. Alex Sedgwick leading them then. Connor Mills, Guillaume Hesno, Alistair Topley just behind. Ben Kriener trying to come through here. He's now 3 wide in the middle again. Gil Lindster on his outside. Look at the run that Ben's got just behind them there as well. In the middle, Mark Murphy, Scott Jeffs and Lewis Courtney again. Please don't come together, boys. Oh, there's contact. Kriener's off. And it had to be Ben, didn't it? It had to be Ben. Oh, Alistair comes back on very aggressively. Nearly turns Brian Crowles around, but Brian here is actually up to 4th position. Side by side, Scott Jeffs is around. Scott is off. There's a humongous crash in the background. Oh, they're over the wall. That's Alistair Topley out of the race. Cedric and Connor Mills are going to run to the line. Is it going to be Cedric? Is it going to be Mills? Alex Sedgwick takes the Daytona 150 in the Vertex Stock Car Cup. More crashes across the line. Mills second, Hesno 3rd, Murphy 4th. Brian Crowles ends up on the grass. Wow, what a finish to the race we saw there. Unbelievable stuff. Let's go back. Have a look at what happened to Ben Kriener. Oh, Ben just comes down in front of Alistair. That's his own fault. That is his own fault, unfortunately. Oh, there's another car off as well there. Let's have a look. Scott Jeffs. It's 3 wide in front. Oh, Scott gets turned by Alistair. He also comes down on Alistair Topley. Alistair's going to get sick of that. This is between the top lot. Brian could have made the place there by going below the line. He goes to go up, gets hit into the wall by Gil Lindster. And that's a huge accident across the line. But there is your race winner then. Alex Sedgwick takes the checkered flag and wins this one tonight. But what an unbelievably close race all the way through. Great fun to watch, and Alex is now going to light it up on the Daytona grass. The groundsman's going to hate him, but wow. What an awesome finish to this event. Alex Sedgwick, two-time winner this season then because of that, the first driver to do so in the championship. Connor Mills finishes second. Fantastic performance by Connor, 35 places gained. He's got to be very happy with that. Guillaume Hesno finishes third ahead of Mark Murphy in fourth. Great race from him. He gained 31 positions as well. Let's not forget that, as Alex and Connor do some burnouts against the wall there. Love that. Lewis Corton finished fifth. Jonathan Hill, great debut, finishing in sixth ahead of Aaron Cook and Brian Crowles in eighth. Gil Linster finishes ninth, and Aaron Smith rounds out your 10. Then we have Justin Niger ahead of Ant Walton-Eels and Kieran O'Malley. Then it's Rene Hugenhout and Zach Yerdley, with James Harvey, Dave Carr-Smith and Jeff Hooper in 18th place. James actually managed to come up to 16th there, so a good recovery. Then we have Adrian Burks, Ben Kriener, Billy Fletcher, Martin Mullett, Alex Wheeler, Yves Liddell, Scott Jeffs and Neil Ives eventually finishing 26th, so not an ideal race from pole for him. Peter Petch 27th with Jason Glenn in 28th. Then we have Jack Mace, George Tolsma and Liam Silkstone, and the car's one lap down or more. Alistair Topley, unfortunately, after running so near the front for all of that. Andrew Derrick, Adam Morgan, Ben Willis, Jamie Going, John DiMatteo and Jonathan Rex. But what a brilliant evening. So much action all the way up and down the order tonight. It was great to watch, and somebody that I think definitely deserves bringing in to the broadcast booth. Actually, just bear with me one moment here, because what I've done is yeah, Liam can actually speak to me now. He's not been muted or muffled. Liam, that was amazing to watch from up here. How did it feel from racing down there, even having the lead at one point? I bet it was pretty focusing, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, well, I just about halfway through, I just thought, because I'll just sit on the inside, and then I thought, right, I'll move up to the top, and the car in front just moved down, and I was just like, just going to sit up here, and 41, we're just pushing, and we just worked our way around the outside. I wasn't going to be a pain. It's just like, right, he's out me this much, I'm going to make sure there's enough space for him to come down with me. He came down with me, there was a crash behind, and then the yellows came out. So it was like a minute just to go, ooh, calm down, and then sound. And then there was a spin while I was at the front, and I don't know how I saved it, but that was a heart in the mouth moment. And then I had to do my pit stop, which dropped me further down the pack.
Yeah, it seemed that strategy was the sort of falling point for a lot of the stumbling block, shall we say, for a lot of these guys today, unfortunately. But it was a bit of a different challenge to Homestead, wasn't it, from the first round of the season? Because even though they're both ovals, they're very, very different tracks to race on, aren't they?
Yeah, so Daytona, if you're on the bottom line or like at the front, you can just literally keep it pinned all the time. Miami, you've got a bit of lifting and powering through the corner, and that's where the similarities don't match. Sorry, I'm tired.
I'm not surprised after that, mate. It's very, very focusing from on board these cars. The conditions looked brilliant as well, with it starting in the late afternoon and then, of course, finishing at night. Did you feel like the track improved or got worse over the course of the race?
Well, it got worse for me because I don't know if you caught it on the stream, but when I came in for my pit stop, my team were black, everything was black, and I just drove straight past my pit box and went, there it is. So I had to reverse it back and then do that. But for the track conditions, it's just the same. You're following the car in front and you're not looking round, it's just eyes forward.
Yeah, I can imagine. You just can't drive looking behind you like you can in a lot of other road circuit races. But yeah, it's tough from up here. I mean, there's so much going on. It's hard to keep up with it all. I don't know how you do it from in the car, mate. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before you go tonight, though, Liam?
Yeah, quick one. I've got X-Lite on the car and all of the sponsors. It's a joke from another series. But the care workers that are not getting the credit, like the NHS, were doing a great job at the minute. The back of my car, I had a bit of a joke for my mate Alison, who's currently working in a care home, and everything that's going on. She can have a big shout out. And everyone else in the care homes that are not getting the recognition they deserve. So,
yeah, I agree with you, mate. It's great the work they're doing, and it's nice that even if it is a bit of a joke on the back, it's nice that you make reference to it. Of course, that's what it's all about. You know, everyone's got to make light of the situation. That's very, very strange timing. I just say make light of the situation, and my partner's just turned the light on in the room. That really, yeah, that's some poltergeist stuff right there. It was great to speak to you, though, Liam. Very well done tonight, mate. I know it didn't quite go your way in the end, but it was good to see, and we'll speak to you next time.
Yeah, thank you for that one. Great race.
Cheers, mate. Well, I'll tell you what, actually, what we'll do is we're going to do a bit of a strange one and bring two guys in here at one time. Bit of a joint celebration at the end. Connor Mills and Alex Sedgwick join me. First off, Alex, well done on the win, mate. I bet you're over the moon with that. 2 wins this season already.
Thank you. Yeah, it was all right. I think Connor did me a solid there. Really, we tried to come up with a little bit of a plan, which on the penultimate restart went perfectly, and we started to sort of build a little bit of a gap, and then it was a little bit more complicated on the last one with Connor obviously starting alongside me rather than behind me. But I think we still made it work and obviously pulled it off, and meant for a pretty close finish in the end as well. Connor nearly had me, but I just got a push at the end by the 68, which kept me in front just.
What did you make of it all, Connor? I bet you still enjoyed yourself out there with all of that. It looked like quite a feisty race from your part, coming from 37th on the grid.
Yeah, definitely. That wasn't planned, by the way. My game crashed again. It happened last week at Brands, going from practice to qualifying. So that wasn't planned at all. There was no tactics behind that. That was a very stressful moment, hoping I'd actually get back into the race. And coming from 37th, it was most definitely fun. I'm a bit frustrated. It's 3 second places now. I feel like the win is just taunting me. But it's good points, I suppose, for the championship. But yeah, ultimately, what a race from my point of view, definitely.
Yeah, it was amazing to see you go all the way up the order. I won't lie, no offence, Alex, but I was kind of cheering you on a little bit in my head, Connor, because it would have been a hell of a story to see you get that first win from 37th. How are you around Zolder?
Well, to be honest, I mean, coming into this championship, I had no expectations on the ovals, especially like Miami and Daytona. I've never done a super speedway race before, even on iRacing. I've never really done any oval racing at all. So to get a second at Miami, I was like, oh, I might actually be all right at this. And the whole championship, I've been just banking on showing my talent, so to say, at Zolder and Brand. That's where my talents lie, is circuit racing. So yeah, I think I'm confident. I mean, if I do come away with another second, I think I'm going to have a long, hard look at myself in the mirror. But yeah, no, I'm confident. But I'm sure Alex is going to be quick as Zolder as well. So,
well, we'll have to see, mate. I hope that you are. It'll be good to watch. Alex, what about you going to Zolder? Obviously, on a bit of a high, I imagine, after 2 race wins out of 3 events. So, do you want to try and make it 3 there, of course?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got a 100% streak on the ovals so far, whereas Brands was obviously a bit more eventful for me. But Zolder's one of my real tracks one of my favourite tracks in real life. From racing Euro NASCAR. So I'm hoping that experience should obviously help me a little bit. Obviously racing for a Belgian team, I know a few little tricks around there, but we'll see. I think once again it's going to be quite a hard race. A bit bigger of a track than Brands, so obviously people might get a little bit more spread out, but things like tyres, fuel will be quite important to look after. So for sure it's going to be a fun one.
Well, as I've been saying really throughout the broadcast, it's great that the series has got a mix of ovals and road courses as well. It keeps people sharp, makes sure that any talents that these drivers have, as Connor say, he's talented on the road courses rather than the ovals. It makes it a bit more interesting as the season goes on. We don't see runaway winners, but not in your case. But it just keeps things interesting every single round. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, Neil Ives was on pole position tonight. I won't lie. I mean, hopefully he doesn't get offended by it, but I don't think any of us were expecting that. But it was great to see. It gives everybody a good chance. Just before I let you go, though, lads, I'll start with you, Connor. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
No, I mean, if there's anyone out there that wants to sponsor me, so I can give them a shout out, give me some free kit. Because at the moment I've just got a Logitech G29 wheel bolted up to my desk and a few screens that I actually had to build the stand monitors myself out of some wood in the front garden. So if there's anyone out there, but other than that, I suppose Mum and Dad. Mum, you could say I've made it. Other than that, yeah, no. Let's crack on, do some prep for Zolder, and hopefully we can go one better.
Smashing stuff. And just from you, Alex, as well, anybody you'd like to give a shout out to, mate?
Yeah, I mean, all you guys really. Obviously, we've been working hard to put this together. Stream's mega, so thank you to Chaz.
Thank you.
Obviously, Mike and Rob, Adam behind the scenes as well to put it all together. And obviously, I get the fun part out of all of us because as well as obviously putting everything together through Vertex, I get to actually race in it as well. So I get the best of both worlds. But obviously, without all of you guys as well helping us out, it wouldn't be possible. So thank you to all of you, and then thank you to obviously everyone who's got involved, be it a competitor, obviously a sponsor for some of the previous rounds, or yourself this week, Chaz, and obviously everyone who tunes in to watch. Obviously, it's you guys that make it all worth it.
Brilliant stuff. Well said, boys. Well, thank you very much, and we will be speaking to you then when we come back to Zolder for next week then, and hopefully we'll see good results from the pair of you there.
Sounds like a plan.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Hopefully.
So that was Connor Mills and Alex Sedgwick there from the end of that race. And what a brilliant, brilliant race we've had. It was amazing to watch. So much action all way through. A couple of incidents, of course, giving us yellow flag periods, but you're going to get that in oval racing. This has been the Daytona 150 presented by Chaz Draycott Media and the Vertex Stock Car Cup Round 3. We're back at Zolder next week for another race there. It's going to be even more enticing around such a tight and twisty circuit. Thank you, of course, to Lux Sim and Simply Race as well. I've been your host, Chaz Draycott. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, and we'll see you in a week's time. I tell you what, actually, we won't be waiting to see you in a week's time, because what we need to do, Alex, is do the random draw, don't we?
We most certainly do.
We do. I just remembered. There you go, guys. There's last minute for you. Of course, I've explained to everybody the prize for this week is 2 passes to a race, whether that be in the US, whether it could be a NASCAR event, or even if it's all over Europe, a Euro NASCAR event, or a British Touring Car Championship round. The choice is pretty much down to them, dependent on the circumstances. We'll have to see. But Alex, if you could please do the draw, mate, however you plan on doing so, and we'll announce our winner for the evening.
Absolutely. So obviously we've used random number generator once again. Position 1 to 40 are in there, and obviously Connor didn't get the win, but it's drawn out P2. So
nice.
So you get some passes to a race. So so that's our one for this week. Last week obviously we missed it off the stream at the end, but it was James Harvey who won that one for 10 iRacing credits. So obviously we'll sort the prizes out with those guys. Obviously Connor's will sort out once the world's back to normal, but yeah, there we are.
Beautiful. Well, thank you again, Alex, very much. That is the end of the stream now, of course, ladies and gents. Nothing else for me to forget this time. I'll get my words up. And we will see you in a week's time at Zolder. Thank you very, very much.